my beautiful members of the Seattle Cocktail Club. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have a very special cocktail tasting demonstration distillery tour. Y'all are in for so much treats tonight. I can't wait to get started. If there's any questions tonight, please put them in the chat. We will have a Q&A at the end of the event, but feel free to ask questions along the way as well. I'm reading them and keeping track of them so I can make sure that we get all your questions answers. Make sure you have all your supplies to make the cocktail, all your bottles, your cocktail glasses, ice, shaker, long spoon, your lemon juice, your lemon peel, which hopefully you prepped ahead of time so you're ready to just go. And of course, I have a very special co-drinker with me tonight on the screen. This is Ichiko brand ambassador Masato Aso. Welcome, Masato.
Hi, nice.
Hi.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So I'm too excited about joining this event. Yeah,
we're so excited to have you. There's so many fun things, guys. I'm taking you into the future tonight. We are traveling through time into the future. But first, I think we should have a drink before we get there. So we're going to start with the first cocktail. So get all your things out that you need to make that first cocktail. This is the Aki Martini. We're making this one just in the glass with your ice. So you can put your ice in the glass. You can use an old-fashioned glass. Yes, it is. Hold on, wait a minute. There we go. Now you guys can see my glass. Yeah, it's a martini in a rocks glass, but there's method to my madness, okay? First of all the kids are doing it. It's really cool to drink martinis on the rocks right now. Trust me, I'm going around, I've been listening to the word on the street, and that's kind of been the vibe. I also thought it worked particularly well with this cocktail because, as you'll see, one of the traditional ways to enjoy shochu in Japan is just on the rocks. So we're going to do that, but we're going to cocktail it up a little bit, of course. The Aki Martini is inspired by a ninja Japanese secret agent from a James Bond film. The actress Akiko Wakabayashi.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Convinced the writers to change her character's name. She was given a very bland, kind of generic ninja name, and she's like, no, I want to be Aki, and Aki means autumn. And I think that this drink is the perfect one to enjoy on this kind of early autumn day that we're having. So you want to get your bitters. These are orange bitters. Now, a martini is a cocktail, and when it was invented in the late 1800s, it had bitters in it because it was not a cocktail without bitters. That's just that's part of the rules. A bitter, sugar, spirit, and water is a cocktail. So unless it's unless it has bitters in it, technically it's not really a cocktail. So martinis should have bitters in it. And it usually had orange bitters was the original recipe for a martini. So you're going to put, with your little dropper, about 4 or 5 drops in there. You can put a little bit more if you like more. Just start out with 4 or 5 drops. We want to really let the spirits shine in this case because they're exquisite. So if you want to add more bitters later, if you like more bitters, feel free to. Next, you're going to go find your bottle that has the V on it for vermouth. You've noticed it has a little pink tinge in this. That's because this is very special vermouth. This is Mancino vermouth, Sakura, yes. Sakura vermouth, which means it's infused with cherry blossoms, Japanese cherry blossoms. So 1 ounce of that. Again, we're sticking to pretty classic cocktail specs of a martini, which was 2, 1, and bitters. So that is your vermouth in there. Now, bottle number 1 is the Shochu Silhouette. Now, this is you want to show the bottle for this? Be my bottle, thank you, my bottle model. So this is the product we're drinking. This is the classic.
Yes.
We're going to learn more about this and the history of this shochu, but 2 ounces of that go in there. So pour your bottle in there. And then we're just going to give it a gentle stir. Pegu Club, which was headed by a very famous Japanese bartender named Kenta, is where I learned the art of stirring good cocktails. And he learned from Audrey Saunders, who is based here in Seattle, actually. I think it's 25 stirs. So if you want to count 25 stirs, just enough to give it make all the ingredients kind of come together and chill them together. And you have your cocktail. Not 24, not 26. It's probably fine. You'll be fine. Then we're going to garnish it again, kind of a traditional garnish with a martini instead of an olive. We're doing a lemon twist. You have your peel, hopefully that you did before. The peel side, hold it down kind of over the glass, and then just go right. And that kind of just gently releases some lemon oil over the drink. If you'd like to slip it in on the edge of the glass or in between, there you have your Aki Martini. So, sir.
Oh,
yeah.
Can I try that?
Oh, yes, please do. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna make the other one here for me. So we have something to sip. I wanted it to be clean, and I wanted to really show off the shochu. So let me know. And of course, this beautiful vermouth.
Wow, that's amazing.
Good.
So I think that is the best, autumn cocktail using the
you.
iichiko. Yeah.
Thank you. I really, I'm kind of classic cocktail bred. So I kind of go towards the classics, but it's really fun to be able to use new products because in the beginning of the 20th century, when the whole cocktail scene started again, that's really how it did, is people just took these classics and started subbing out the new ingredients that we had access to now. So if everyone's enjoying their...
we should do kanpai.
Kanpai.
Yeah.
Kanpai. Cheers, y'all. I love it. I love it.
Good.
That came out really nice. That's lovely. All right, now you guys have something to sip on. So I'm going to throw it over to Masato, and he is going to take you through the history and really go into detail about the spirit. Oh, I have a question. Which ingredients went in? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you stir clockwise versus counterclockwise? It depends on what hemisphere you're in, y'all. Okay. Counterclockwise if you're in Australia, clockwise if you're in the northern hemisphere. It doesn't matter. Which ingredients went in? So we had your bitters, a couple drops of your bitters in that cocktail. You had your bottle with the V for vermouth that went in. And you had bottle number 1, which is the iichiko silhouette expression. That one there. Did that answer all the questions? Are you okay with that? Okay. And, I'm not usually a martini person, but this is the bomb. Yeah, totally. I am a martini person, so I really love this. I think it's really great, and I like the idea of sipping on it. Oh, I can't read that because that's in Japanese. Can you see that?
Which one? Kanpai. Just saying kanpai.
Oh, I said kanpai.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bitters, vermouth, iichiko silhouette. Yes, that's it. The name of the vermouth again is Mancino Sakura. And I know for sure you can get it at Northwest Spirits as well. Awesome. Cool. All right. I think we're ready to go.
Okay.
So we will start the presentation now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. I'm ready. Yeah.
All right. So take it to the presentation, kids.
Hi, guys. So, thank you for coming to our event, Shochu Lab, today. So, I'm super excited being here. Hopefully, you can get new information regarding Shochu and iichiko as well. And my name is Masato. I'm sales rep of the West Coast of the United States. I'm going to try to explain as clear as possible about Shochu. So let's begin with my presentation. So firstly, let me explain about the company Sanwa Shurui and our brand iichiko. So our company, Sanwa Shurui, is located in Oita, Kyushu, which is southwest part of Japan. Technically, it's an island, the huge island of Japan. And it was established in 1958, about 60 years ago. And Oita is very rich in natural resources and surrounded by mountains and next to beautiful ocean. And also, Oita is popular in barley fields and rice field. So that we decided to choose our ingredients as shochu would be the barley. And originally, we were only manufacturing sake, but we wanted to try to create something, a new product. So we ended up trying to manufacture shochu. So there were hundreds of struggles, but finally we launched iichiko in 1979, and eventually it became a nationally popular shochu. Okay, let's go to the next. And as I said, iichiko is a very popular product. I would say the #1 barley shochu brand in Japan. And iichiko is a local dialect, which means it's good in English. And yeah, as I said, it's released in 1979. And yeah, our total production of per year is 7 million cases only in Japan. So yeah, that's literally the very famous popular barley shochu in Japan. Okay. So from now on, let me explain about shochu in general. So first of all, shochu is a Japanese native spirit, which has over 500-year-long histories. And there are various theories that where shochu came from. But the most influential theory is the route of Thailand through Ryukyu Island. Now it's called Okinawa, and came into Kyushu. After that, shochu has been influenced by Japan's climate and the food culture, and it's evolved uniquely. Okay, next one. And shochu is manufactured everywhere in Japan, but specifically Kyushu is the most significant place when it comes to shochu production. And obviously, there is a huge connection to its history, why Kyushu is so popular for shochu. Also, there are over 300 shochu distilleries in Japan, and most of them are in this island, Kyushu. Okay. So this is the most significant features of shochu is that there are specific 55 different main ingredients designated by Japan's government can be shochu, such as barley, sweet potato, rice, buckwheat, and brown sugar. Those 5 ingredients are most popular ingredients for shochu. And each ingredient has a specific unique flavor itself. And in terms of this point, I can say shochu is super unique compared to other spirits. Okay. So the most popular shochu is imo, which is a sweet potato shochu, accounts for about 43%. And the barley shochu is the next. Even though there are 55 ingredients, as I explained, but the sweet potato and the barley shochu are the king of Japanese shochu. It accounts for about over 80% of total consumption. And our brand is, as I said, made from 100% barley. Okay. So technically speaking, shochu is distilled so that it's categorized as spirits, same group as whiskey, gin, vodka, rum, and tequila. In terms of this point, shochu is totally different from Japanese sake because sake is the same group of wine and beer, which means it's a brewed alcohol. And the sake is only made from rice. On the other hand, shochu can be made from several ingredients, as I said. Okay. Yeah, this is also one of the most specific characteristics of Japanese shochu, is that Japanese shochu can be distilled only once. On the other hand, almost all other spirits are distilled multiple times. The more alcohol is distilled over and over, the more it goes close to pure alcohol, and the taste goes to flavorless. Yes, and thanks to the single distillation method, so Japanese shochu can retain the rich and the original flavor from raw ingredients.
Raul, this is one of the first differences between Japanese shochu and Korean shochu.
Yes. Thank you.
Sure.
And also, this is the most frequently asked question, which is, what's the difference between Korean soju and the Japanese shochu? And here is a reason why these two are so different. So first of all, shochu can be distilled only once, as I said. It's a single distillation. But on the other hand, Korean soju is distilled multiple times, which means Korean soju doesn't have any specific flavor in it. And also, as I said, Japanese shochu can be made from various ingredients. But on the other hand, Korean soju is made from molasses or mixed grain. There's no specific ingredients. And also, Japanese shochu cannot be added any other artificial ingredients such as sugar, something like that. But Korean soju is most of the Korean soju sweetened by sugar or added any other fruit flavor. That's how different these two. I wouldn't say which one is superior or not, but these are the difference between two spirits. Yeah. So from this sheet, I want to explain about how to make a shochu. So when it comes to barley shochu production, so we only use 4 organic ingredients such as barley and water and koji and the yeast. So I think that you should have the question, which is what is koji? So let me explain what is koji. So yeah, koji is Japan's national microbes. So technically speaking, it's a mold. By the way, but the koji is used for making soy sauce, miso, and sake and shochu as well. So this means koji is a staple when it comes to Japanese cuisine and the drinks. And let me explain how does koji works for shochu production. So as I said, shochu has a very unique and a rich flavor. So what can make it possible? The answer is koji. So how does koji work? So when we make barley shochu, the first process is making barley koji, and we put koji mold on the steamed barley, and then let them rest for a while. Then about 2 days later, microbes have been cultivated enough in steamed barley. Then what's happening inside of barley and the steamed koji is that koji consumes starch from barley using its enzyme, then changes starch into sugar. So this is how enzyme will how we can get alcohol, and then we will add yeast, and then yeast will eat sugar and creates alcohol and heat, and then we put water and extra steamed barley and the barley koji, and put all things together into a huge tank. And then after about 10 days, we finally get a shochu. And then we distill it. And this is how we can make a shochu. So also, koji can generate an amino acid, and that can protect the shochu from from bacteria. So that's how koji can amazingly work for shochu making. So ancient Japanese people found that using koji is the most efficient and practical way to get alcohol and keep food good. So since then, koji is the most important factor of Japanese dishes and drinks.
All civilization starts with distillation.
Yes.
It should be called distillation.
That works. Yeah. So, okay, let's go to the next. So, yeah, from this sheet, I want to explain why shochu is super popular in Japan. So, this is a very interesting data I can show you is that this graph indicates you the alcohol consumption trend in Japan market by volume. So as you can see, even though Japanese sake and the Japanese whiskey are super popular recently here in the United States, But in Japan, shochu is the most popular alcohol drinks in Japan. So even though shochu is not well known as other native alcoholic beverages like sake and whiskey, but still I can say shochu is the king of the alcoholic drinks. So I hope after seeing this data, so people more have interest about shochu. Yeah, how much understanding how much shochu is popular in Japan. Yes. So also there are some reasons why shochu is so popular in Japan. So, and first of all, shochu is very versatile. It does have very neutral and clean aroma, which means it can be enjoyed as various hundreds of different ways to drink. And first of all, so most traditionally, Japanese people enjoy shochu as on the rocks, and sometimes mixed with green tea, and also with hot water, especially in the winter time. That is a very, very beloved drinking style with among Japanese people. And nowadays, chuhai, which is shochu highball, is becoming super popular. Just how to make it is very simple. Like just mix with soda, like a club soda, and squeeze lemon. That is super easy to drink and easy to make. So that's why it's becoming popular. Okay. So this is another reason why shochu is popular is that so it's very easy to pair with any kind of food, not only typical Japanese dishes such as sushi and yakitori ramen. So you can enjoy with hamburger if you want. So actually, I did try pair with iichiko and In-N-Out hamburger in California, which is a very most popular one. So that was very good. Yeah, that was amazingly going well. Yeah. So I haven't tried Dick's hamburger yet, but so definitely I'm gonna try to pair with iichiko and Dick's. Yeah. So yeah, this is the last reason why shochu is popular is that so as you can see, technically speaking, so shochu is distilled alcohol. That's why shochu doesn't have any sugar. So that's the biggest reason why Japanese people prefer to choose shochu rather than other alcohol like beer and sake. So I think that using shochu can allow people to make a very healthier cocktail. Yeah. So that's why I do recommend to drink shochu rather than sake.
I asked earlier when I saw that chart, I said, what happened in the early 2000s that suddenly sake went down and shochu went up? And Masato said, sorry, no. Too much now, said that it was because a program came out proclaiming the health benefits of drinking shochu compared to sake and the sugar content being the main one. So that was pretty cool. So it's a health drink. Japan, they got it figured out.
So yeah.
Do you want to try some now?
Yes, I'm almost done with my presentation. So I think this is a time to
try
taste
it. All right. So if you've got your little tasting bottles here, we're going to try the spirit straight now. So we're going to start with bottle number 3, the little bottles. And this is the silhouette. The main difference between this and the other one is proof.
Yeah, proof. Yeah, the most biggest difference between two is the proof. Traditionally, Japanese shochu has 25% ABV, which is 50 proof.
Yeah.
And this is a very basic one, our signature bottle. And maybe people can enjoy this one first.
Yeah. We're going to start with this one. So this is lower proof. So that's why I used this with the vermouth cocktail, because vermouth is a low proof. So this martini is actually a low ABV. So you could have like more of them than you would a normal martini. Like a 3 martini lunch, you could have a 4 or 5 martini lunch with these. So grab your tastings and give it a smell and let us know in the chat what you taste. So this is a distilled spirit. It's different than a sake. So It has, but it's only distilled once. There's so much in that story that reminded me, distillation really is a universal language. The single distillation reminded me of mezcal production and how refined it is. And the story of Shochu Island reminded me of Islay in Scotland, where all the smoky scotches came from. So it's wonderful to relate and realize that distillation really is a universal language.
So if I can give the the comment of
Yes.
this one, so I can feel the fruit hint such as banana or like a green apple, and anyway, so maybe people can feel any sweetness comes from barley and barley koji.
Yeah,
I would say it's a umami, a little bit of umami.
Yeah,
hint,
definitely, and that's from the koji, that special
Yes.
mold. Taylor says it smells so fresh and fruity on the nose. I wish I had known about this in college. No kidding. Sophia says it tastes surprisingly sweet for not having any sugar.
Yes.
And there's almost a floral aftertaste.
That is what I wanted to explain.
Says, I love Chuhai in college and my first few trips to Japan. Oh, you're so lucky you've been to Japan many times. That sounds amazing. I know now that I live on the West Coast, I'm like, I really have to get to Japan. And I love highballs. They're really great. And they're not just like whiskey highballs. You can make highballs with any kind of spirit. And it's a real art in Japan.
Yeah. I think that this one, iichiko, is the most, smoothest and very most easy to drink type of shochu among the Japanese shochu. There are hundreds of, different type of shochu.
Yeah.
Depending on what ingredients we are using. Not only barley shochu, it depends on the ingredients, but we are using barley for this one. It's gonna be the cleaner kind of profile it has compared to other ingredients. But among barley shochu, I think this is the most clear.
It's the best-selling barley, right?
Yes,
the best-selling barley shochu. It is. Raul said there's a hint of licorice at the end. It is, I describe it as like a beautiful mountain stream running over my palate, hitting lots of rounded rocks along the way. It's so, it takes me on such a beautiful journey. It finishes so clean and nice. It really kind of dances across the palate, doesn't it? It's so good. I love this. All right. Are we ready for the silhouette? Now, this is a new product. You'll notice the bottle is very different as well. The main difference between this, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the proof, but there's also some barrel aging going on.
Yes. Technically, this one has 86 proof, which is much higher than the regular traditional shochu. Much higher. And when it comes to making process for this one, we are only using 100% koji. But this one, we are using about 30% of koji, which means the more we use koji, the more taste will be more powerful. Yeah, which means, this one has a much strong, smoky, nutty,
right away on the nose. This is so different. So different. So this product was created just for bartenders because a lot of the cocktails that are made have more ingredients that regular shochu would get lost. The flavor, the complexities of the flavor would get lost and overpowered with. So this was specifically created for bartender use in mind for more modern cocktails that are more like sours, that have more stronger flavor elements. And this could still really hold up. So right away, noticing, it smelled like tequila, but it tastes so wildly exotic. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it definitely has like that green funk that tequila has. Yeah. Oh, wow. What else do people taste? So this is like significantly different proof. This is higher proof than like your normal whiskey, your normal vodka. This is a little bit higher than that. Oh, it's so unique and it's very nutty. Yes.
Nutty, yes.
That's the barley and that's the Koji.
Koji. Yeah.
I just keep thinking of that little anime guy. He's so cute. I'm totally gonna get a little Koji anime Funko. This is so good. Very toasty. Yes.
Yeah, it's very savoriness
Mhm.
it has.
Yeah, it's so savory, and it has such beautiful umami.
Yeah, I would
It's
say
that real savory notes to it.
I think this one is very interesting because even though it doesn't have any sugar, but
Mhm.
someone is saying that you can feel the sweetness, very
Yeah.
savoriness comes from barley and koji.
Yeah.
I think that koji is working very well for this product. Yeah,
It's so
this
good.
is definitely koji's taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophia says it almost smells like a miso. Yeah. I love sherry too. I like the kind of oxidative quality of sherry, but I also really love the biologically aged sherry, which also involves the floor, which is another kind of mold that protects it so the white wine can age. So of course there's a lot of similarities. I would love to make like a bamboo with this. Would be so good. That's a great cocktail too.
I think that is a great, unique idea to make a cocktail using this one. Is that one cocktail is created by Kenta Goto from New York, Bar Goto or Nibbon, and then he created using this one as a cocktail, like mixed with iichiko saiten and celery juice,
celery
juice,
yes.
and mezcal, and then with dashi.
Oh, a dashi.
Dashi has a bunch of umami, and then mixed together, it's weirdly good. That is the best cocktail I have ever tried. So.
Y'all, seriously, Kenta is one of the best bartenders in the world. If you go to New York, you got to go to one of his two spots, Bar Goto or Nibbon. And he is. And he's also like the nicest guy on the planet. He's so sweet. He's so wonderful. So yeah, his cocktails are amazing. When I visited you in Brooklyn, Kenta was there and he made me a Bloody Mary with this. And it was phenomenal. Using this as a base and a Bloody Mary with all those umami notes, it was perfect. Just perfect. I love celery juice though. That sounds great. All right, how are we feeling? Are we ready to take time travel with them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, are you guys ready to go till tomorrow? Let's time travel. Don't worry, relax. Turn off your alarms. You don't have to worry. It's not time for work yet. We're just going to take you on a little journey into the future. Are we ready to go?
Can you also turn that camera on the distillery?
Oh yeah. Can you are they ready to turn their camera on? Guys, we're gonna take you on a journey. Hopefully you are still enjoying. Oh my gosh, look where we are.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay.
Wow, what a beautiful sight. We are time traveling to the future.
Yes.
We are at the distillery where they are currently making more vintage. So drink up, guys. They're making more. Don't worry. Welcome. Oh, who is this?
Hi. Okay.
Her name is Hikari.
Hikari.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone.
All right, take it away. Take us on our tour into the future.
Okay. So hi, everyone. I'm Hikari, and I'm in charge of making shochu. I'm so happy that so many people are joining today's virtual distillery tour. So I would like to explain two sections: shochu moromi mash and distillery equipment. Before we start our tour, I would like to explain a little bit about our product, iichiko. The most common ingredient we use is barley and clean groundwater, yeast, and barley koji. We do not use any other materials. In my opinion, iichiko silhouette has a fruity aroma such as green apples, pineapples, bananas, and dried flower, and also has a creamy marrow taste. On the other hand, iichiko saiten has a complex and rich aroma such as chocolate, raisins, pineapples, and caramels. And it has a strong start and a long-lasting taste. So how did you feel? Today, I would like to explain the secrets of the deliciousness of our product iichiko through this tour. So please join me on this journey. So these are the vats that contain the moromi mash that is the raw shochu of iichiko. Please see how it is fermenting right now.
Ugh.
When it comes to the production of shochu, fermentation has two steps, primary and secondary fermentation. This is the primary one. Only barley koji is used with water and yeast. Can you see the fermentation bubbles? Do you feel fermentation from the movement of barley? Due to yeast fermentation, the temperature is 85 degrees Fahrenheit and there is no oxygen at all. It ferments for 5 days in order to obtain a sufficient amount of yeast. So right now he's doing kai work, so let's ask him about it.
This is so
村
cool.
上さん、こんにちは。今、何をされているんですか？
今、灰入れをしています。これっていうのが、このタンク内の温度を均一にすること、あと、発酵状態をしっかりと確認すること、これを目的にやっています。
ありがとうございます。He explained that this work is necessary and very important because he needed to check the progress of fermentation stage, control the temperature, and keep in touch with microbes. The moromi mash of barley shochu has a thick layer on the surface, so break it down is one of the important rules of kai-ire. So let's go to see the secondary fermentation. At the secondary mash, we add more water and steamed barley and ferment for another 10 days.
This is so beautiful. What a beautiful distillery.
Thank you. So these are the 12 bags that contain the secondary fermentation. Each container can hold up to 80,000 gallons of shochu, and it is about 25 feet high. At this facility, we produce about 30,000 gallons of shochu every day.
30,000
you-
gallons every day.
30,000 gallons.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can see secondary moromi mash after 10 days. Barley is rich in protein and fats, so you can see starch, yellow oil bubbles. By the way, I guess you guys are curious about how does this moromi taste. So let me try it just for you.
Ah, this is great. She gets to taste it fresh from the vat.
Don't worry, she's over 20, so
Oh.
that is okay.
Is that the drinking age in Japan? 20?
20, yes.
Oh, easy. Look at
Alcohol
that.
content is about 20%, and
20
it
20%.
smells like, yes, alcohol content is 20%, and it smells like a fruit. So, いただきます。Okay, honestly, it's super duper sour, but
Sour.
still has a bitter and sweet and umami flavor at once.
Mm.
And this is completely different from the final product, but still it's very interesting taste. This acid is due to the action of koji, and the strong acidity is on evidence that the mash is growing properly.
Mm.
After this process, we connected it to distillation and making soju. So let's move to the front of the distillation equipment. I'm so sorry, I forgot to explain this. And this is called kamidana in Japanese. And it is a small shrine, small household shrine. We believe that there is a god inside of it. We think that making shochu is very sacred things, and we really appreciate it. So what we do in the very first morning is to visit here and pray for all of us to be safe and make a good shochu. And I think that is how we extend our gratitude.
That's beautiful. You know, even in ancient Greece, Hestia, who was the goddess of distillation and cooking and the hearth, they had every temple had a little temple to her because that's how important she was.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
So this place is super hot.
It's hot, maybe.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
because
not sure
that's
how much
that's
temperature.
the
but,
stills.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is our distillation equipment, and this is called hot still. The material is stainless steel. The production method of distilled shochu are separated into atmospheric distillation and vacuum distillation. Now, atmospheric distillation is carried out. The just distilled shochu has about 45% of alcohol. So now I have two types of shochu, vacuum distilled shochu and atmospheric one. So let's try it. The first one is vacuum distilled shochu. The aroma is so gorgeous, like green apple and like bananas. And
This is the vacuum distilled soju. So
Yeah.
this is like the
For the
I found
ichiso.
very elegant finish, and this is a feature of iichiko Titan. I know iichiko silhouette.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And the next one is atmospheric distilled shochu. The aroma is like caramel on the chocolate, and the taste is mild and rich. And this is a feature of iichiko Titan. Yes. And silhouette and Titan, which you have today, are made by blending a dozen types of shochu, including these two types of shochu. The light taste of each silhouette and complex flavor of Titan, because of the craftsmanship and the brand blending. So that's all for today's tour of Samashuru Distillery. I hope you guys are enjoy it, and it would be wonderful if you could come to this our Samashuru Distillery directory. And thanks so much, everyone, and please keep safe in this pandemic. I cannot wait to see you guys in our distillery.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for the visit for the future.
What?
That's great. We can't wait to visit you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
How
guys.
cute they are. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing. You guys, thank you so much. Oh, how cool was
much.
that, guys? Oh my God, we loved it. We absolutely loved it. Let's plan a trip, guys. Let's plan a trip. I want to go to the island of Shochu, and I want to visit these beautiful, beautiful people who work there. Thank you so much, Hikari. You are amazing and a wonderful spokesperson for us. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to move into making our next cocktail. I wish I could have you guys here with cocktails, but get out your ingredients for the second cocktail. You're going to need your lemon juice. You are going to need a shaker, and you're going to need the rest of your ingredients, which was the Yuzu Liqueur and the seitan. So thank you. Weren't they wonderful, you guys? I mean, really, that was such a special treat. All right, we got our shaker here. I specifically chose this style of shaker. It's a cobbler shaker because this is what is favored in Japanese cocktail bars. This style of shaker, which is called a cobbler. If you don't know, if you've never been to a Japanese style cocktail bar, they are exquisite with their presentation, with their hospitality, with their knowledge and their drinks, their ice carving, everything they do is at the utmost highest level. I really, really love and appreciate that style. So I wanted to honor that, at least with my shaker, if I couldn't honor it with my skill. So I already have my lemon juice in here. So get your lemon juice in there that you've squeezed from your lemon. Get that started. The next ingredient we are going to put in is our yuzu. So that should be this bottle that has a Y on it. We have a joke here in the office that yuzu is the future. We love the flavor profile of yuzu. It is, I think it's citrus that's based in Japan, right? It's Japanese.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So the fragrance, I've had people compare it to, somebody was asking for yuzu juice and they couldn't find it. And someone on a chat said, try mandarin and grapefruit together. Like it's really like complex layered flavor. How much lemon juice? I have almost 2 ounces. Sophia says, "Oh, this cocktail is based on a sidecar, and for a sidecar, I usually use a full ounce of lemon juice. I think it's okay. This cocktail, we're using the higher proof Satan in it, so it can really stand up and power through a lot of citrus. So I like to use a full ounce. So if you're making 1 drink, then you only need 1 ounce of lemon juice, okay? Which Yuzu Liqueur is it? Aha! This is actually local. This is Sidetrack, local liqueur maker. Again, you guys got some like really primo stuff in this mix. I really wanted to honor these spirits, and you've got some really great products in here, like the Vermouth and now this Yuzu Liqueur. So this is also high proof. This is, I'm using it in the place of triple sec. In a traditional sidecar recipe or a daisy, this is really like a daisy, you would use a 80 proof kind of sort of Cointreau, but we wanted to, again, kind of tie in to this Japanese spirit. So we're using the yuzu. So I'm making 2 drinks in here. So pardon me if I just go ahead and double up and pour. So that should be like another ounce of the Yuzu Liqueur as well. I love Sidetrack. I know, I love those guys too. They make good stuff. So we've got our lemon juice, we've got our yuzu. What are we missing? Again, I love both of these cocktails because they're both based on classics, which means it's like 3 ingredients. Most classics are 3 ingredients or less. It's just a matter of putting them together in the right proportion and using really good ingredients. So we're gonna use the 2 ounces of the Satan in this cocktail as well. This one is gonna pack a nice punch. Now, traditionally, most sidecars, if you order them in the bar, have a sugar rim. I kind of prefer this just naked. I don't think it needs the additional sugar. If you feel like it's not sweet enough, you could always add a little dash of simple syrup, or you could do a sugar rim if you like sugar rims. Sophia says, I also have their Shochu liqueur. Yes, that's really good too. So we've got all of our ingredients in our shaker, and now we're ready for some ice. So you can put some ice in there. There we go. Now the thing about a cobbler shaker is you got to make sure to get the nice vacuum. You got to put the top on, and then, oh no, what did I do with it?
Under that paper.
Yeah, it's under the paper. Thank you, my assistant here. And then put the cobbler part on. We're gonna give that a good shake. The Japanese shake is a hard shake from the center of their body, and they really get it good. Nice dilution, get it nice and kind of frothy. We're going to put this drink in a beautiful kind of classic cocktail glass, classic cocktail coupe. And I mentioned that I think because of the beautiful, the quality of this shochu that has all that umami, that a nice savory herbal garnish would be good. And I know a lot of y'all still have like thyme growing in your backyard, or lavender or rosemary. All of those things would be great.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Guess first. Sorry, I kind of filled you up high. Well, we're nearly at the end, so I want you to feel comfortable and taken care of. What do you think about that cocktail? I'm sorry. No, that's okay. Kanpai, my dear. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What do you think about this cocktail?
Yeah, it's so freaking amazingly refreshing. Refreshing, and at the same time, I can get a profile of Saitan.
Yes.
Yeah, savoriness comes together with sourness of the yuzu. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, if I had access to yuzu juice, I would just double up on the yuzu too. Yuzu has a nice creamy quality to it that I really liked, and that I wanted to relate to the seitan and those beautiful creamy barley notes. What do you guys think? Anyone tasting theirs yet? So I named this one the Kawasaki Sidecar. Japanese, of course, make beautiful motorcycles. Kawasaki being one of my favorite brands. And when I think of a sidecar, I kind of think of a motorcycle with a little sidecar. So I'm hoping one day I can get a Kawasaki, can afford one, but hopefully have one with a sidecar for my dog to ride in. So this is for Bandit. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is delicious. Yum. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like it. That's awesome. That means so much to me. This is such instant gratification. You know, when I come up with these cocktails, sometimes I'm like, well, I like them, but I don't know if anyone else. Delicious. We added a rosemary garnish. Good job. Yes. I know. Sometimes I go through the neighborhood and I'm like, oh, bring some scissors on my dog walk and clip some neighbors. They're not going to miss it. There's some very rounded savoriness. Yes. That's why I also think both these cocktails are very food friendly. Because of that savoriness that kind of go with food. I would love a Dick's burger with this, but there's lots of food I would enjoy with this too. It's really, really tasty and yet still refreshing. Yes, yes. That's very, very good. Good cocktail makers you are. Good job. These are good. Yeah, okay, we got the instructions. Now we're getting close to the Q&A, the final Q&A. You guys are all enjoying your drinks. Having this with fish and roasted vegetables, and I must say it pairs nicely. Well, Taylor, that sounds delicious. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of one of those. Again, I'm such a sherry nerd, to find another spirit that reminds me of sherry, that has that versatility, that has that flexibility in proof, that goes good in classic cocktails, but would also go great in more modern cocktails. I love it. This is really, really great. And I think this is the kind of spirit that, because it is so popular in Japan, and I really do think we are a Pacific Rim city, that we should see these in lots of restaurants. We should see this spirit available in lots of restaurants, not just Japanese restaurants. This kind of can lend itself to any complex cocktail program. Do we have any questions and answers? While I'm waiting for people to put in some questions and answers, I will mention that if you want to see where you could buy these products locally, the best place to go to is iichiko.com. Their website has a feature where you could see where to buy locally, and it will point them out. So I know I definitely saw them at Northwest Spirits on Capitol Hill, Downtown Spirits. And you could always never be afraid to ask your local liquor store to order it, because they usually can, and they'll find it for you and bring it in for you. All right, I have a question. Sophia says, how do I add shochu to my green tea? Do I brew the tea first and then add an ounce or two of room temperature shochu? That's a good question. How do they drink green tea and shochu in Japan?
There are a bunch of different ways to enjoy shochu with green tea. But my favorite way is that I just use rock grass, and putting a bunch of the grass, and putting a bunch of sugar. No, sugar, not sugar. Please don't add sugar. Adding rock ice, rock ice into it, and then I pour shochu first, about half. And then I brewed the green tea, and then it should be chilled in the fridge.
Oh, you like an ice green tea?
Ice green tea.
Shochu.
Yeah. That
kind of like a highball, but with tea instead of soda.
That would be the best
ideal
way to.
Do they
enjoy.
Ever when they add hot water to shochu? Is it just kind of like a toddy? They just add hot water to the shochu and drink it like that?
It depends on maybe it might work for some people, but that would be a great way to enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah. When I worked at a restaurant, so many people ordered just hot water, and And I started to see, I'm like, oh, this is, I enjoy just drinking hot water too. I like tea,
Mhm.
but sometimes I like my tea like super weak, just a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
And then adding a little boost to it too is always nice.
I
Always
think
nice.
in the United States, it's available in the United States like a powder of the matcha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it works for the shochu with green tea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can put water first onto the your glass, and then put a little bit teaspoon of matcha powder in it, and then just you can simply add shochu.
Add shochu.
That's gonna be a great cocktail, the hot cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious. Do we have any more questions? I know we covered a lot. It was a really good presentation. The distillery is great. Any cocktail questions I can answer? So all looks good. I think you guys are just drinking and having a good time. Certainly looks like it. I think a happy hour has begun for our people. Total Wine and Ujimaya? Ujimaya is a store I'm not familiar with. Have you been to Ujimaya?
Yes, they are
in Seattle?
carrying in Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah, is that a nice store? Where is that in Seattle? I'll look it up. They probably know more than I do.
Yeah, please check it out on our website, iichiko.com.
I'm asking the poor man from California where this store
Sorry.
is. I'm so sorry. Yes. What's your favorite shochu cocktails?
He's asking me.
Mm-hmm.
He or she. My favorite shochu cocktail is I want to enjoy shochu cocktail as simple as possible, like just mixed with soda and kind of citrus, like a lemon or
like
oranges, something like that. But
like a highball.
and also I recommend to enjoy, especially this one with tonic water. And tonic works very well with Ichiko Saiten.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we can.
Would you put a lime in that or a
yeah,
lemon?
that works so much. Yeah. Pretty much.
Wow, that sounds delicious. Oh, thank you. It's in the International District. Thanks, guys. I'm very sorry. I haven't explored. I've only been here 3 years. I have so much to learn. And like 2 of those years was a pandemic. I have so much to explore. Take me out, please. Somebody take me out. There's one in the University District and one in Bellevue. You can apparently get it at H Mart in Linwood and Central Market in Shoreline. Oh, you're looking at the site. Well, thank you, Sophia, for getting on the site. I love that Central Market actually, and Shoreline is amazing. And I am a big fan of H Mart. I live down south near Federal Way, and I go to H Mart a lot down in Federal Way. So they all have like all the good stuff. And there's one in Renton. Well, how about that? They're all over. They're all over, guys. You have no excuse. Go get yourself some shochu. Go get yourself some seitan. If we're all done with questions, I think you guys can head over to your Discord chat and with other members if you want to continue the happy hour. I bid farewell to you. Let's see. That's the next outing will be to an Ujimaya. I like that. And Sophia says, my spouse is going to Central Market tomorrow, and this is going on the shopping list. Yes. Wow, okay. Yes. They have like really interesting sodas too. So I would get like a whole bunch of those to try in like different highballs and teas. You know, they have a lot of good stuff. I've seen Satan at the Federal Way and H Mart. There you go. Yep, that's my H Mart, Federal Way. I take the dogs to the park, and then I go to the H Mart. Get it all done. That's my day off. My loves, it was an absolute pleasure having you. Seattle Cocktail Club, please stay tuned for our next events that we have coming on. We're doing a lot more events before the end of the year. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. And thank you for bringing your distillery in and taking us on a journey to the future. We're definitely going to plan a trip to go to Shochu Island. Y'all have a great night. Cheers. Kanpai.
Kanpai. Thank you.